21st, 2022, in the year of our Lord. This is the Resistance Radio Talk Show. And as always, we go to a scripture reading before we do anything. Hebrews 12, verse 13 says, "For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant. But later, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." Ladies and gentlemen, it's another showtime. And I'm going to just ponder on Hebrew 12 and 11. Because I think that has some meaning to the show this morning. This show is being brought to you by Mala Butler Mart on Blue Hill Road. The number is 677-6397. Please go over and see Mala Butler at the Mala Butler Mart. I'm telling you that there's some good specials. I'm going to tell you that this week that started the special started on the 17th. It's going to be 2 weeks this time. It's going to go all the way to the 30th. So you got an opportunity of a lifetime. Believe you me, 123 cooking oil, 33 ounces is $3.49. You've got a 5 roses flour, a 5 pound, only $3.99. You've got Libby's spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounce. You got 3 for $5. You got pigeon peas, 3 for $5. And there are 22 items on this list. I'm going to talk to you. We're going to go down to pork chop ends at $1.99 a pound. I'll tell you the specials as we go on in the show. But of course, Seashells Cafe at 356-3437. They're serving it up today. So make sure and go over, ask for Mr. Camp, and say to Mr. Camp, you were listening to the Resistance, and just tell him he's going to take good care of you. Tropical Gyros, 601-5752. They've got gyros all day. They've even got jerk gyros, cheeseburger gyros. They've got seafood gyros. They've got all of the gyros. All the selections are right there. Sunshine Auto Sale, Abundant Life Road, off Soldier Road. All car accessories, including rims and all that sort of stuff, tires, all that kind of stuff. You can go get your car detailed, cleaned. He's right there. Sonny's right there at Sunshine Auto Sales. Just tell him what Carla sent you down. Southerners Lounge on Blue Hill Road, 69805. Let's do it again, 6980805. Southerners Lounge. We've got lunch for you all day. Make sure you go over there and get some nice lunch. Of course, right after I step out of here, that's one of the stops I make. Glory Basketball Jam, it's here finally on the 24th, Thursday the 24th. The game tips off at the Betty Cole Malcolm Park. You better make plans to be there. The People's Penny Saving Bank Barbershop on East Street in Gibbs Corner. Stop there. The barber is on duty. 3B's Wholesale and Retail Bar at 5th Street, The Grove, and Coconut. 5th Street, The Grove, and Pumpsiana Drive. Make sure you stop there. We had a wonderful weekend over there. We made some stop with some celebrities at one or two stops down there in the Grove. So we had a good time down there at 3B's. General Landscaping and Trucking, 825-5389. Make sure you go over there and get a call into them to take care of all your landscaping needs, tree trimming, trucking, all removal of debris, all that sort of stuff. Beautification of your property on the whole. Get General Landscaping and Trucking at 825-5389. Zulu Media Marketing. We're going to be doing some new stuff in short order, so we're going to be reaching out to you on social media and all that sort of stuff so you can get on board. Clark's Funeral Home and Crematorium. They're going to take good care of your loved ones, and you should just go over and see Mr. Clark. If you want the traditional funeral, the casket, you can do that. If you want a crematorium, he has that ability to cremate. So you can just go over and talk with Ken Clark. The class, he's really a class guy. His whole operation is really classy. You'd like what his product is. A Taste of Nassau, restaurant and bar. Little Nassau, just go over to Little Nassau and get a taste. So it's right on Bay Street. You can't miss it. It is indeed a pleasant spot. Those are our sponsors for today. And I just wanted to, before we get into our topic this morning, because I'm going to today prick your mind, prick your brain, because over the last few days, and we are going to begin a discussion in short order about the budget. We're going to do that over the next few days. We're going to talk about the budget, and we're going to have the experts come in and talk to us about how the budget works and all that sort of stuff. But before we do that, I want to prepare you. That's why I'm going to go back to Hebrew chapter 12 and 11. I want to say, for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. This is Hebrew chapter 12, verse 11. We're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you one thing. When we get back, we're going to talk, you and I, and we're going to prepare for this budget debate that we're going to have, the real debate, right here.
Breaks up social services cards and will ship to the Family Islands. Give us a call at 323-5422.
Central Supercenter, your one-stop shop for all your wholesale and restaurant supplies. We also offer the best deals in meats, groceries, seafood, and household products. We pride ourselves on making shopping convenient for you. Visit our store today, East Street North, Mason's Addition, or place your order via our website at www.centralsupercenter.com or download our mobile app from the Play Store. That's Central Supercenter, located East Street North, Mason's Addition. We've got it all, and we also ship to the Family Islands.
Introducing Roy All Wellness and Day Spa, with special services available for residents, corporate, vacation homes, Airbnb, hotels, yachts, events, and family outings. Move now and make your bookings today by calling 1-242-357-3424. That's 1-242-357-3424. Roy All Wellness and Day Spa. They do it all. The complete job. Nail enhancements, facials, waxes, massages. Ask about their pampering services and a host of other well programs. Royal Wellness and Day Spa, special mobile services.
If you want it done right the first time, you want Executive Printers to work for you. At Executive Printers, we do it all. Printing of posters, business cards, flyers, business and corporate checks with all the necessary security features. We print display advertisement posters in every size, full color, and at the most affordable prices guaranteed. Call Executive Printers today at 393-5011 or email your orders in at sales@epbahamas.com. Executive Printers on Jerome Avenue.
Cooltech is your affordable #1 air conditioning center in the Bahamas. You can't beat their prices, and their service is the best in the business. The professional team at Cooltech on Tonic Village Garden Highway install and service everything they sell, and that's a guarantee. Business or residential, Cooltech is your preference. Reliable, prompt service around the clock 24/7. Spend your hard-earned cash wisely. Get Cooltech, the air conditioning experts to keep you cool all year round. Call them today at 341-5665.
At Bronze Electric Motors, they're in the Grand Avenue Wind over major brands of electric motors, They're equipped to handle up to 850 kilowatts, handling line up to 450 horsepower motors. They're conveniently located in the corner of Wolf and Clarence Roads, and are open weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays till noon. They offer 24 hours emergency assistance. You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
Peace 107.5 FM, the air of success.
And yes, we're back live here on Peace 107.5 FM. Yes, you know, there are a couple of things we've got to talk about in the house cleaning before we get ready to start our debate on the budget. The real debate, where we bring all the professionals in, the people who know the numbers, who understands how it works, and will tell you, and sit with you and be able to best explain how everything should operate. Now, for the last couple of days, you've seen in Parliament various members of Parliament led by Philip Brave Davis from the Progressive Liberal Party, the Prime Minister, speaking about this funds that they don't know where it is, they don't know how it was spent, they don't know how this was done, or this was wrong, and all that, and so on and so forth. The first thing you'd have to wonder, you'd have to think about is, were those people in that parliament for the last 5 years? Did they sit in that parliament, or did they absent themselves? Did they not do their work? See, the opposition has something called the Public Accounts Committee. Anytime that the opposition wants to, they can call the Public Accounts Committee to investigate anything. They have that right. And they can send for persons and papers at any given time. So it bewilders me on why that would be the case during the budget debate. Why one would not be talking about plans that they have and how they're going to move the country forward, rather than talking about stuff that should not even be a debate. The other thing that I think that people have to understand is that a lot of people believe the minister runs these ministries, that the minister could just do whatever he likes. That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. The civil servant and the chief executive, the person in charge of the ministry, is the permanent secretary. That's who's in charge. The permanent secretary is the person who is responsible overall for that ministry. So ministers can't just do as they like. And if you find ministers, or you find ministers acting like permanent secretaries, they need to be exposed. Because at the end of the day, the power in the ministry is in the hand of the civil servant. Now, don't get me wrong, the civil servant understands what's the plan of the government. They're not to hinder the government from carrying out its plan, but at the very same token, the civil servant has rules by which they operate. And those rules will not allow them to do things that are untoward. It's just the way it is. And so one has to understand the working of the government to be able to put the questions that we need to put on these very serious comments being made. And it's not just this government, prior governments, successive governments will come, oh, they did this, oh, they did, when they sat in the parliament as the opposition. It's unacceptable. It means truly that you are a poor opposition. If any of what you're saying is what it is. You're poor, you didn't do your job. You had the Public Accounts Committee readily available to you. Now you're coming after the fact that you're saying this and you're saying that, and you want to have people support that kind of stuff. I don't. I'm sorry. I want a debate. I want a debate in Parliament on, when we talk about the budget, I want a debate that clearly defines for our Bahamian public a 5-year plan of this government, how they are going to be able to, over the next year, grow the economy, how they're going to be able to service the debt, how they're going to cause government to be more effective, more efficient. And I want to have a discussion on the complete budget. Not somebody willy-nilly picking up one or two items and talking. I want to, because at the end of the day, the reality is that after the budget, our society should be clear in the mind what's going to be happening over the next year, or what's going to be happening over the next budget period. They should have an understanding of what they can expect. But no, that's not the case here. I'm telling you that the time has come for us to pull up our socks. And so I want to get back to you. You see the economy rebounding. You see the reopening of the economy. You see the relaxing of the COVID rules. All that sort of stuff is being done. How do you think that it's able to do that? The discipline. Some people may have thought that the COVID protocols were too strong. Some people may have thought that the actions of the then administration was too strong. But the Bible says, for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant. But later, look at what is happening now. Later yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Look at what's happening in our society today. We're able to open up when other places like Europe, their numbers are skyrocketing, their numbers are going up, but our numbers are going down because of all of the policies that we've put in place and the effort to make sure that we had all of the medical institutions in place doing the things that they needed to do. So we can gradually open our economy. So we can now allow business to move to open for more hours and to allow now for churches to go ahead and have full capacity, to allow for the restaurants to have full capacity, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to tell you that in the next few days, the next few days of our show, we're going to be inviting the former minister and this minister to sit with us, to talk with us on separate occasions, and then right after we have those two, we plan to have two other specialists, financial specialists, to analyze what has been said and to break everything down for us. Because that's the way it ought to be. The big talk and the big numbers that people don't understand, that can't help the regular man. And so we are going to go through this process. We're going to have this discussion. I want to hear from most of you, because you've been listening to the debate at Parliament. You yourself, you've been listening. As a matter of fact, some of you were down there. What did you get from it? Did it make any sense? Did you get any sense out of it? You can call us and join in the discussion at 325-0235 or 6, 325-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. I invite you to jump in the conversation, because I can tell you that at the end of the day, you can't just continue government after government after government coming in and talking about what this other fellow has done, when in fact the opposition in the parliament has the power with the accounts committee, the public accounts committee. So all this stuff that you talk about thereafter, we're not really not interested in it, because at the end of the day, you should have done your job. That's the reality of it. You should have done your job when you were in there as the opposition. Now that you're the government, do your job as the government. That's what we want you to do. So the numbers again are 325-0235 or 6, 325-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. Get your calls in now. Make sure that you're a part of this conversation, because at the end of the day, I can tell you, the issue it's not going to go away. Because listen, the more we continue to do the things that we're doing, the debt continues to grow. Okay, the debt continues to grow, and as the debt grows, it is a bill that's put on the head of every citizen. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. At the end of the day, these bills don't. The debt doesn't go anywhere. The debt doesn't go anywhere. What happens is that it's deferred. That's just the reality of it. It's deferred, and the bill is there for us to pay. It doesn't go anywhere. All right? And so that is something that we have to come to the realization of. Even though you get a new budget, the guys get new cars, they get this, they get that, somebody has to pay for this. And if you're not making more money, which enables you to now put more on the debt to bring the debt down, then it means you're going to have greater interest on that debt. Because if you're not meeting the expectation of the lender, he has the clause that will allow him to squeeze you some more. These are the things that we want to talk about in the budget. How do we lower this debt? How do we cause in our economy? I mean, other jurisdictions right now, as a matter of fact, in Barbados is now is assisting the citizenry, not a sector, across the board. They've put a ceiling on what they want gas prices to be. But here in the Bahamas, the gas prices are going through the roof, through the ceiling. These are things that we have to talk. We have a call on the line. Let's hear this caller. Yes, caller, you're live.
Thank you. Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning to you too.
Yeah, the way we could look at it is, I want to talk about the Public Accounts Committee, which is just I don't know what you call it, but anyway, if we force people to find the money to pay for the services that we're giving them for free, that could go a long way in reducing our debt. Because it appears to me, I know of a particular individual who can go to one country and come back pregnant every 2 years. And that has to be looked at carefully. I don't know if we have any system in place, or maybe this is a mercy thing. We're just supposed to just have a bunch of babies here from somewhere else. But there's a Public Accounts Committee. It appears to me that they just play in games. See, when they're in opposition, they don't do it, but when they get in power, they try to expose and shame one another. It's a game between two friends to see how much you could get while you're in, without me finding out when I get in how much you got. That's what it appears to be to me, because I've been watching this for quite a long time, and that Public Accounts Committee, they have teeth, but for some strange reason their mouths are so shut. What's your take on that?
My position is that I believe that these guys fail to do their job whilst they're in opposition. And what happens when they come to government is that they just make noise about something. There's nothing really. There's no. I have little regard for what's being said in the Parliament right now. What they're saying, this money missing. I don't think it goes like that. I mean, that's not my. I have the experts coming. They're going to talk to you more about it, but it doesn't operate like that. It doesn't work.
Okay. I'll listen up there. I'll definitely listen in so I can be learned as to maybe why why nobody going to jail. Simple as that. All right.
I hear you, man.
All right.
Yeah. See, one of the things you got to get an understanding of is that at the end of the day, like I said to you, it is very, very misleading when you see these ministers out there. They are ministers, they go to cabinet, they make the decisions. In order to get the decisions done or whatever they need done, they have to go through the permanent secretary, who is the head of that ministry. Okay? That is the CEO at that level. Nothing happens. The cabinet doesn't decide to send X, Y, Z to finance, and so no, it doesn't work like that. When you're getting payment for whatever's being done, it goes through that ministry. Okay, and that ministry indicates a finance, how they're spending out of their budget, whatever it is that they were given to allocate it for. And so they explain and break down everything. The financial director of finance, we call him the financial. I'm going to get the name right away, but I'm just saying to you, the person in charge of finance, they don't just go on hearsay or the minister said this. It doesn't work like that. There's documentation and paper behind everything. That's the way it works. Money doesn't go in the treasury and you just go there, put your hand in, and take it out. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And so for all this stuff that they're talking about, it doesn't move me, because I've been in the system and I know it doesn't work like that. Cabinet paper. If you want to divert from your financial, if you want to divert from your budget, or you want to do something that's outside of what your budget allows you to do, there's a cabinet paper. You have to sit, write the cabinet paper, say why, say how much, say what it's going to do, all that sort of stuff. It has to be done. And when that is agreed, that is done, the PS signs off on that, it goes up, cabinet approves it, it comes back down, the PS then begins the work to make sure that expenditure happens. So all of this talk about, people just, you believe that you could just go and move this money here and do that, that doesn't work that way. Anybody who tells you that, Now, I'm not saying to you that ministers can't manipulate permanent secretaries. I can't say to you that permanent secretaries may not do certain things that ministers tell them that may not be in line with what the real order is. I don't know. I don't know of any such case, but I'm just saying to you that I know permanent secretaries cross the T's and dot the I's. I know that because I've worked with permanent secretaries who I've seen make you go back. Oh, this is not right. I'm sorry, we can't do this. I've seen it. And so the talk at the end of the day, like, this minister do this, this one do that, next, it doesn't work like that. And I want to remind you that any opposition is powerful in the parliament because The Public Accounts Committee is made up by the majority of the opposition members, and the chair of the Public Accounts Committee is given to an opposition member of Parliament. So, don't come being a crybaby whining around me, because I know that it doesn't go like that. Because I know that you had the power. You were the head of the Public Accounts Committee. You knew. And the budget is so detailed as line items, line by line. You see those people up there. You see the whole finance, Ministry of Finance, and the financial secretary. The FS comes down and all that bunch of stuff. You know what they're doing. Those people are going when that debate is going on. Each ministry that's going to talk, they're there. And those people at finance are sitting down and they're going over line by line, point by point, making sure what's said in that parliament is what they put in that budget. No. When you see, I don't know, I can't speak for the people in finance outside of the budget period. But when you see the budget is due, they work. I can tell you, I've seen them do it. I can tell you in the parliament, sometimes you have more than the senior persons in finance. They're sitting right up there. Every word the minister is saying, they're checking it. They're ticking it off. They're doing that and so on and so forth. So I can tell you that there's loose talk. Like money can just go here and disappear and reappear. That loose talk. We, the people of the Bahamas, have got to stop them from doing it. Stop them from doing it. And hold the feet of the government to the fire to ensure that they do what they say. Not this government or that government. Governments hold their feet to the fire. We're gonna, like I said, this is the day that you get a chance to talk to us. We're gonna take a little break, but I want you to know 325-0235 or 6, 325-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. We're gonna take your calls. We want to talk with you because we want to present your questions and we want you to get involved in the debate. So please call us. We'll be right back.
Specials featuring 22 store-wide items. Your fresh meat selections with a butcher on duty. Fresh fruits and vegetables, dry goods, detergents, toiletries, and much more. Come on in and encounter a real Bahamian shopping experience. We're on Lower Road North, Monday through Thursdays, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Sunday, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. We accept social services cards and we ship to the Family Islands. Give us a call at 323-5422.
Serving up to their hard copy is Paul Moss looking back at the Grand Bahama situation with the Hospital Creek Agreement, the port development, a number of other concerns, and then what is really the correct number of Russian funds filtering through the Bahamas? What is the central bank actually saying? It's all ahead today, right here, live with Paul Moss on Hard Copy.
The Resistance. Talk radio like never before. Mondays and Wednesdays, 11 to noon, live on Peace 107.5 FM with host Ricardo Smith. Fellas, bold, to the point, and daring. Listen in and call to participate in the discussions.
What was the Apostle Paul's objective when he wrote to the church in Crete? Here's Alistair Begg.
Their creed will be revealed in their conduct. That their faith is a faith that functions. That their belief is then established in their behavior.
Find out why these goals still apply to us today as you listen Monday to Truth for Life with Alistair Begg.
Central Supercenter, your one-stop shop for all your wholesale and restaurant supplies. We also offer the best deals in meats, groceries, seafood, and household products. We pride ourselves on making shopping convenient for you. Visit our store today, East Street North, Mason Addition, or place your order via our website at www.centralsupercenter.com or download our mobile app from the Play Store. That's Central Supercenter, located East Street North, Mason Addition. We've got it all, and we also ship to the Family Islands.
For 25 years, Advantage Insurance has provided coverage for your most prized possessions, offering insurance plans to cover your vehicle, home, business, and boat with customized options that work with your budget. Now, Advantage says thank you to all our loyal customers and business partners over the past 25 years. Call 356-0285 or visit Advantage Insurance on Lawrence Avenue today. When every dollar counts, count on Advantage. Celebrating 25 years of service.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Peace 107.5 FM, its management, employees, advertisers, or agencies.
Yes, and we're back. I'm going to remind you of the numbers today. The numbers are 325-0235 or 6, 325-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. Make sure that you get your calls in. You know, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the games people play, how they play with your mind, how they try to move you emotionally, they play with your mind. But you know, one thing you can't play with is figures. You can try your best to make them appear, disappear, but it doesn't work that way. Figures they're fixed. Very, very hard to get around. People talk about cooking the books and all that sort of stuff. But it's hard to get around the budget. It's hard to get around the numbers. And so I can tell you that what we have to look at is not the noise in the market. What we have to look at is the real meat of the matter. How much money is the government going to have for capital works? How much money is going to be in the hands of the government to pay salaries or even for job creation? We want to know. See, because when you look at the civil service, the truth of the matter is simply this. Every year, X amount of people retire. Every year, X amount of people either move on or there's all kinds of things happens in the civil service with regard to the numbers, employment numbers, and all that sort of stuff. So sometimes the government will go ahead and say, well, we have X amount of spots open, we'll put more people to work. But when you have $5 million for BAMSI, what we have to do is to watch and see that you spend $5 million for BAMSI, not 10 million or not 15 million. That's what we have to be concerned about. Those are the things that we have to record. That's the information that we've got to make sure that we follow. Those kinds of numbers. You know, because at the end of the day, the people of the Bahamas, like I've said before, we will have to pay. And when we leave this place, and go on to our eternal rest, our children will pay. And when they can't pay, then the next generation will be taxed. And it gets harder and harder. It's more and more difficult for people to make it. Imagine in your household that you don't have the money today to buy food or the clothes yourself, and you just borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow. When you have $1 or $2, there's nothing that you can do with that. The only thing you can do is pay the lender. You can't go on vacation. You can't have a party. That's just the reality. That is what is before us. Discipline is needed by the governments of today. These big cabinets is bad news. There can be no justification for this behavior in this a type of environment and atmosphere. You know, and somebody's got to be able to say to the emperor, "You're naked." Somebody has to be able to speak to them and to say to them exactly what is happening. People are watching. We can't have a country where everyone is carrying on like it's all good, it's back to business as usual. No, we have some serious issues before us. We have serious challenges before us. We have issues that have to be addressed, and we need a disciplined government in these very challenging times. We cannot continue to just go and borrow. No. We have to look at how we're going to properly service the debt. We have to look at, when does it all end? The Bahamas had a surplus many years ago, but we haven't had break even the situation in a long time. And when I'm talking about break even, I'm talking about really just producing enough money in the economy to pay the bills. If we were able to do that, there'll be no need in that particular fiscal period to borrow. Just enough money to pay and to keep whatever operations you had in the fiscal period. We haven't been able to do that. We haven't produced enough money. And that has to be a very serious issue for us. We have to as we go to these debates, talk about the strategic plan the economic plan going forward. Like I say, to increase income. And I'm not just talking about taxation. I'm not just talking about taxation. I'm talking across the board about how we have more activity in our economy. How do we take a bigger pie, a piece of the tourism pie? How do we decrease our expenditure to imports? How do we increase exports? We need to talk about these things. We were talking for so many years about being able to produce enough products to at least feed ourselves. But yet still, every year, we continue to increase on the import side. These are the things that the budget, that they should be telling you about in their budget speeches. How are we going to get farmers to produce more crop? How are we going to get to the point whereby we are able to produce some of our meat? We were doing it so well with we had all the mutton was local at one point, which was a good thing. But we have to do more of it. And we have to look at it. And these are the things that I was thinking to hear from the Minister of Agriculture. How are we going to do it? I don't want to hear about this one going to Dubai and to talk about food security. No. We've had all of those debates. We've had all of the chats. And so it's time for us to put a plan in action. Who don't like it? It's their business. You know, I could tell you that Dion Smith had BAIC jumping. We were producing left, right, and center. We had lettuce. We had crops growing. We were supporting the farmers and all that sort of stuff. Better produce was coming to the market. So I'm telling you that is what a debate should be about. Not this hogwash that you hear, oh, this smoking gun here, oh, this one. No, that's not a debate. That is not a budget debate. We can have that debate at another time. We want to know what is the strategy to have the cost of operation, to have less, the cost less to operate. We want to know. Because at the end of the day, that's what has to happen. We can't continue to spend more than we earn. And that's what's happening. And that is what has been happening. Nobody wants to tell you that that's their business, but that's what is happening. And for some reason or the other, I mean, it appears to me that this is not a concern. It appears to me that it's cool. Well, I want to say to you, it's not cool. And we have to challenge the government of today. And we have to cause them to act differently. And I'm going to tell you once again, callers, you can call us at 325-0235 or 6, 325-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. Callers, you can call us again, 325-0235 or 6, 235-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. We're getting down in the show, and so we don't want to take your calls before we go. But I want to give a shout out to those good people over there in Mason's Edition, the Big Brother and Big Sister Initiative and Program. Ricardo Richardson, Denise Lightburn, Chanel Fortune, Christopher Richardson, Pedro Lee, Paula, and everybody over there, because we know you have the big event coming up on the 15th of April. We want to make sure that we have all items that we need, like the hot dog buns, the sodas, the water, the popcorn, all that kind of stuff that we have for the kids. So please, we want to make sure that everybody who's from Mason, please go ahead and make your contribution. Ricardo Richardson is the chairman, 327-2384. Please call him up. Denise Lightburn is the general secretary. Call her 429-7046 so that we can make sure that we have a good time over there with the kids in the Big Brother, Big Sister program over there in Mason. So, folks, like I said, I'm going to take one or two of your calls before I go. And the number again is 325-023506, 325-0242 or 3, 325-0252 or 3. You know, and I'm telling you that I thought that this budget debate was an all-time low. It wasn't the type of, the level of debate that I would expect at this stage in our country. No, I expected a more professional, a higher level of discussion. I expected more programs. I expected talking about new policies, talking about discipline, talking about how we're going to grow our economy, how we're going to make things better, how we were going to become more efficient as a government. You know, it's just the reality. That's where we are, and we can't get around it. At some point in time, we're going to stop and we're going to have that discussion. And when we do, I hope it's not too late, because see, as it is right now, I mean, the debt is just the elephant in the room, you know, and we have to do something about it. And the only thing that is going to cause that to be reduced is discipline. That is the only way that it's going to happen. And we too, as a people, we have to understand that the government can't do everything. We have to understand that the members of parliament can't do everything. It's just the reality. A lot of people don't want to face up to that. But there's only so much that they can do. We have to pitch in and do our part. It is important that we do. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's us. At the end of the day, it's our children. And it's going to be their children and their children's children who are going to have to carry the debt, who are going to have to make sure and pay it off. The sad part about it is, too, that when you've arrived at a point whereby, you know, you've done all you can, and, you know, it's time for you to pass off the scene, you can only hope. But you know what has happened, and you know what has been done to the future of the children of the nation. You cannot go to meet your maker in a happy state, because you know the state of the country. And that is a sad set of circumstances and situation. So I'm going to tell you that we've got a lot of work to do with regard to lifting the debate in the parliament, particularly on very important matters such as the budget. We have to cause the debate to be at a higher level, and we also want to be able to have forums thereafter whereby people could come and be able to, these things can be explained to them in a better way so that they'd be able to understand what is happening and how they themselves can help to move the country forward. You know, we have these debates every year, sometimes twice a year. And so I want to encourage those who are at that level and in those positions to make sure that we have the necessary forums throughout the length and breadth of Providence to make sure that people are aware. See, when we were implementing VAT and all that sort of stuff, we had the forums, you know, to make sure that people were made aware of what we were doing. We had the forums. People were able to get up and ask questions to all the technical people. John Rowland and all of them were up there. The FS financial secretary, all of his team, they were up there. Enid, I think Cunningham had already passed by, had already been out of the system by then. But Ishmael Lightburn and others were all available throughout the length and breadth of the country to explain to people what was happening. And so I think right about there is a good place to end. We're at that almost at that 12 o'clock hour. But I just want to give you two more things before we go. Make sure now, go down to Mila Butler and get yourself some pork chop ends, because they're only $1.99 a pound. Get 6 Vitamals for $7.50. Get 3 pounds of onion. You can believe this, for $2.99. 3 pounds of onions, and get 5 pounds of potato for $3.99. I'm telling you, all we've got at Mila Butler is the best prices for you. Now get some chicken gizzards now. Don't forget, 4 pounds of that for $9.95. The show today has been brought to you by Mila Butler Mart on Blue Hill Road. The number is 677-6397. Seashells Cafe. Go over there and get yourself some lunch. Tropical Gyros. Make sure now when you get it, you can also call 356-3437 at Seashells. Tropical Gyros, I'm telling you now, 601-5752. I'm telling you, the best gyros in town. Sunshine Auto Sales, Abundant Life Road, off Soldier Road. All the accessories, all your car accessories, and car detailing, and new cars and used car sales. Southerners Lounge on Blue Hill Road. I'm headed over there right now. 698-0805 over there at Southerners Lounge. You can go over there. They've got the full menu for you. Glory Basketball Jam. It's coming this Thursday, starting on the 24th, and we're going to be going into the Saturday, the 26th. 3B's Wholesale and Retail Bar, 5th Street, The Grove, Ponciana Drive. We had a ball over the weekend. Make sure to stop there. The General Landscaping and Trucking, 825-5389. They got to take care of all your landscaping needs, tree trimming, and all your trucking needs. Zulu Media Marketing, certainly Clark's Funeral Home and Crematorium. Make sure and go over there and see Ken Clark. And of course, A Taste of Nassau Restaurant and Bar. I want to thank you all for listening today, and for those who did participate. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again this week.